Welcome to Valley Biz Buzz, brought to you by the West Valley Warner Center Chamber of Commerce. I'm Diana Williams, the Chief Executive Officer and creator and founder of Valley Biz Buzz. It is a beautiful day here in the West San Fernando Valley, and in honor of National Women's Month, we have brought to you today the San Fernando Valley Scholarship Pageant Titleholders, and we are very happy to welcome them today. So a little bit about the Miss San Fernando Valley Scholarship Pageant. It's a local pageant within Miss California and Miss America organization, providing the largest source of scholarships for women in the world. Any platform that provides the place to create positive self-talk and remove any self-doubt is extremely beneficial for mental well-being and confidence. When a young person can express and celebrate who they are and form those building blocks, they are empowered to become an active and vital participant in the community. When asked to sponsor the Miss San Fernando Valley pageant, we had no reservations. It is a nice extension of our mission, which includes education for youth and the adult community. We are happy to celebrate 7 years in partnership with Lynn Miller and her colleagues in the Miss America organization. Welcome, Miss San Fernando Valley Scholarship Pageant Titleholders. We have Raylene Sitchmeller, Miss San Fernando Valley's Outstanding Teen 2020. She was born in West Hills, and both of her parents grew up in the West Valley. The Miss America organization means a lot to Raylene. 2 of her sisters were past Miss San Fernando Valley's Outstanding Teens, and one was also Miss San Fernando Valley 2019. Dana, Miss San Fernando Valley 2020-2021, has family who resides right here in Woodland Hills. Prior to winning the title of Miss San Fernando Valley, Dana enjoyed spending much of her time here in the Valley. She is looking forward to extra opportunities this title brings to really connect with people of the West San Fernando Valley. Hannah Hilliard is Miss Woodland Hills 2020-2021. Welcome all and congratulations. Pageants mean so much to all of you for various reasons. Your passion for your cause is quite moving and inspiring. We look forward to hearing more about your platforms. Thank you so much for joining us today. The title holder whose cause is strongly aligned with pageants, in this case, the Miss San Fernando Valley Scholarship Pageant, is Miss San Fernando Valley, Dana Harrison. Welcome, Dana. Your story demonstrates that you have developed self-confidence and overall well-being, which lay the foundation for your platform, Power of the Performing Arts. Raylene, I understand you want to find out more from Dana.
Yes, I sure do. Thank you. Please tell us about the personal development and discipline that occurs in the process of being in a pageant and why you have a strong belief in the performing arts.
Well, Raylene, first of all, it's a great question. And I also think all of us from experience can talk about the personal development as far as being involved in Miss America. I know all of us have the same experience where we competed for a number of years before we earned our local titles. I know it took me six and a half years before I won my first local title. And that alone, the personal development that I endured to accomplish that goal was very significant. The Miss America organization, as well as the Miss San Fernando Valley Scholarship Program, has allowed me to gain so much self-confidence as well as public speaking abilities and just the ability to walk into a room and have complete confidence in who I am. And as far as with my belief in the performing arts, initially, that's how I got involved in the Miss America organization. I was reached out to when I was 13 because I was very involved in performing arts. I've been singing, dancing, and acting since I was about 5 years old. And it was an excuse for me to be on stage. But the more I learned about the organization, the more that I realized that this program could ultimately make me the person that I want to be when I grow up. Somebody that's confident, somebody that knows how to carry herself, and that is confident in the ability to express herself. And so that's kind of what formulated my social impact initiative, Power to the Performing Arts. Is my goal is I want to teach every single individual how they can release their talent in their performing arts and use it to better those in the community, finding their inner power and helping them express themselves. I think a lot of that is initially what has inspired my personal development, and I owe it to the Miss America organization for how far I've come in my young life.
Thank you so much, Dana. And it is so true. You are all so confident, and it's really terrific to see how the performing arts and in this case, the pageant has really helped you all develop in that way. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so next we have Hannah. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So 2020 certainly has presented its challenges in your teaching profession. Your platform is pediatric mental illness. Mental illness is so topical as we face drug addiction, unsheltered people, joblessness, and more. Dana, what is your question for Hannah?
So I actually have a two-part question. So the first part to my question, Hannah, is as a fourth grade teacher and youth dance instructor, tell us about your experience during the pandemic, because I have the most respect for teachers right now and how they're handling everything.
Yes. So last year I was actually a first year teacher. And so that was really one way to end my first year of teaching. It was pretty wild. Looking back, it was a year ago that we had to shut schools and there was so much uncertainty. But honestly, I feel like teachers, school teachers, dance teachers as a whole, we really came together more than ever as a community because we truly were all in this together. We didn't know what tomorrow would hold. We had no definition of what distance learning or asynchronous or synchronous learning looked like. And we were all learning together. And I think that that's something that I will always take away from this pandemic is that it often left a lot of us feeling isolated and alone, and for me, very anxious of not knowing what tomorrow would hold. But we all have those communities that bind us. And for me, my fellow coworkers and teachers really helped me to get through and do the best that I could for my students during that time.
I love that. Thank you. And then the second part to my question is, so as far as with your platform of pediatric mental illness, do you believe that addressing mental illness in youth will mitigate the severity of unaddressed mental illness in adults?
Absolutely. So I'm actually partnered with the Child Mind Institute, and one of their biggest pushes is that we have to start addressing the mental health of our youth because there is a difference between mental health and mental illness. Everybody has a mental health and everybody will have lapses in their mental health during their adult life or even their childhood. And I think it's very safe to say that everybody's had a lapse in their mental health during the pandemic. But ultimately, when it becomes pervasive and daily and it starts to interfere with your daily life, that's a mental illness. And we have to be able to look out for the red flags in our kids because 75% of mental illness cases begin before the age of 12. And so really, it should be identified at that point. And if it doesn't get identified, then it starts to turn into these things like drug addiction or homelessness, like Diana mentioned, or other ongoing issues that ultimately do not support communities as a whole. And so it's up to us as mentors and teachers and parents to really look out for those signs and to know, when a child is struggling and when to step in to best support their mental health.
Thank you so much, Hannah. So well said. You really have a wonderful platform, and I agree that much of this begins with our youth, and we really need to take care of their mental health as well as they grow. So thank you very much for that. And next up, we have our Miss Outstanding Teen, Raylene.
So, Raylene, we would all like to hear about the inspiration behind your platform of American Sign Language. What inspired you to pick that up and to be able to speak up for the people that don't necessarily have a voice themselves?
Great question. So I was actually born with a speech impediment. I was in the 97th percentile of speech, meaning only 3% of the world could speak worse than I could. I was in speech therapy, and I always found it so hard to be understood. I would draw pictures, I would point, I would describe the word in so much unnecessary detail to finally get my point across so people could know what I'm talking about. It was so frustrating. And then I learned about American Sign Language and how it can help so many people, not just the deaf or hard of hearing, but people like me who have or had a speech impediment. It can help the elderly and infants, people with autism and Down syndrome. It can help so many people. So when I was about 6 and 7, I started going to my school library, and we only had 4 books on ASL, but I checked out those books hundreds of times trying to teach myself the language. And currently I'm in my 3rd year of high school and taking ASL classes. And next year I plan to do dual enrollment and take ASL classes at my college. But I also have a Instagram and Facebook called Talk with Your Hands, Teach with Your Heart, which is my platform's title. and I teach daily words and phrases to people who want to learn the language because it can help so many people.
That is so wonderful. Thank you so much, Raylene. What a beautiful platform to have. As you've heard, we have some remarkable Miss San Fernando Valley Scholarship Pageant title holders who are really making a difference, and we really appreciate you. In the West Valley Warner Center Chamber of Commerce, we like to call this next segment the round robin. Our title holders will now tell us a bit about themselves as we bring our show to a close, and we're going to start with Dana. Dana, please begin.
So as I previously mentioned, my social impact initiative is Power to the Performing Arts. And like I said, that was inspired by my love of being involved in musical theater for so many years. Alongside that, I'm also currently earning my Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies and Journalism from Sacramento State University. I'm actually graduating in May with honors, and I'm really excited. It's been a long time coming, and thanks to the Miss America organization, I've earned scholarship to get me along the way. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Dana. Okay, next we have Hannah.
All right, so I'm Hannah, and as previously stated, I am a 4th grade teacher. I live in the Central Valley. I'm a graduate of Fresno Pacific University, where I earned my bachelor's in liberal arts and a minor in psychology, and I am currently in a dual enrollment program for my multiple subjects teaching credential, as well as a Master of Arts in special education. My social impact initiative is Speak Up for Kids, Childhood Mental Health and Learning Disorders. And then additionally, I also teach dance to children under the age of 5, and I absolutely love it. I grew up dancing, and I love getting to be a part of their foundational dance education.
Thank you so much, Hannah. And Raylene,
Hi,
it is up to you.
So I'm a junior in high school, and I have a really busy schedule, but I always make time to attend events as Miss San Fernando Valley's outstanding teen. I play water polo. I spend time with my large family. I have 6 other siblings, and it's never quiet in my house. But I love this organization. It has taught me and my family so much. As I previously stated, I have had sisters in this organization all throughout, and I've seen how much help the West Valley Warner Center Chamber of Commerce has done for Lynn Miller, along with the rest of the Miss San Fernando Valley's outstanding teen program. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. We have met so many wonderful women throughout the years with our partnership with Miss America, and especially with Lynn Miller. I wish she was here with us today. She's been just terrific, and she got us on board with her right away when she started this. So thank you so much. Raylene mentioned a little bit about what she likes to do for fun, and I just wanted to go back a little bit and ask Dana, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh, thank you for asking. Well, I love to sing. Again, a huge part of my platform, and that's what initially inspired. I love to sing. I love to cook. I currently also love to bake as well, but I also am well known. I work for Dutch Press Coffee while I also am in school. And then I've served for 2 years as my sorority's philanthropy chairwoman. So I work very closely with Children's Miracle Network hospitals, which for a large portion of our time as title holders, we work with them as well. And then I just love spending time with my family and friends and hiking.
Excellent. And Hannah, how about you as we close up the show? Tell us a little bit about what you like to do for fun.
I have a very busy schedule in between being a full-time student, a full-time teacher, being Miss Woodland Hills, part-time teaching dance, but I love spending time with my friends and family. That really is kind of what fills my cup, so to speak. I do love traveling. So the last year, I've really been itching to get out of the area. I love hiking, like Dana said. 3 Rivers and Montana de Oro along the Central Coast are some of my favorites. And then I really do have a guilty pleasure with reality TV. So if I do have downtime, I love spending time watching Bachelor, Bachelorette, any of that with my friends. It makes for a really good time. And so those are definitely some of the ways that I like to wind down.
That's great. I have had so much fun chatting with all of you, and I hope that you have had fun as well. And I'm sure that our audience is going to really enjoy this program. I thank you so much for joining us. It was a lot of fun. My platform is community and connections. Please continue to participate in your community wherever you are and stay connected. It's been a very important time for us to stay connected in any way that we can since we haven't been able to gather. So stay connected to the best of your ability. Thank you for tuning in. Follow Valley Biz Buzz on your favorite podcast stations. Be sure to watch us on Facebook and YouTube and follow the West Valley Warner Center Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a great day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at many events throughout this coming year.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.